Since its inception, modern technology has revolutionized the way we think, explore, and live. Exhibited in the millennial generation, the internet and digital media have become integral to the higher education system today. The University of California, Riverside gives its students the resources to analyze, imagine, and excel. But is the education system used as a gateway to make profit in this capitalistic society? With more than 21,000 students enrolled, let's see how many of these students and staff notice that digital technology has indeed affected education.
I'm a combination person. For this class I had to purchase it was out of print, but personally I'm old school, and I also feel that sometimes I need to hold the book just because it gives me that security feature, versus sometimes ebooks aren't consistent in terms of technology. For example, if it goes down or your tablet isn't working, then you don't have that piece to help you study. Me personally, I think the hard book, the textbook, old school.
I actually prefer a textbook rather than an ebook, just because it's always like ready, and instead of taking out my giant laptop and having to, get my ebook out, I'd rather have a textbook on hand. I actually usually don't buy my books. I usually just use the reserve at the library, but if I do buy them, I'm looking for the cheapest products, so I do consider ebooks sometimes, but I always think of how inconvenient they are sometimes, so then I just always stick to normal hard copy books.
I have an iPad. I believe it's the 4th generation. Yes, very efficient. It helps me in class with taking notes. Like I can download ebooks, which are cheaper. And so, yeah, it is very efficient. And I think for the better. I mean, for people who are able to actually stay focused and not get on like Facebook and Instagram, like all of those different social networks while they're in class, I think it's definitely bettering them. I mean, some people do that, but
I think for the worse. I'm not really into technology as much as a lot of people are, and so like I get really frustrated easily when something's not going my way, and so I think it's taken away from like the real root of learning. At the same time, like it's helpful to have technology, but yeah, I'm more like old school, so I feel like it's definitely taken away.
I work for collection development at Rivera Library, and my experience working here is just I've noticed a decline in students checking out books. Like all these texts here are going to be checked in the database because they haven't been used in over 15 years, and then we're eventually going to get rid of them. So I guess like the majority of students are checking out research-based books rather than like fun texts, because a lot of the materials that we delete or we get rid of or withdraw from the system are like sports books or like random stuff that nobody really looks at, or a lot of foreign texts also. Yeah, definitely, because like I noticed a lot of people using like iPads and iPad minis in class, and then also we have a website through the school where you can check out books online, electronic text. So
we use the Google Doc,
WeChat.
Yeah, social networking things.
Yeah.
There's a social networking software called QQ,
Yes.
and it's from China actually. It's easier for us to communicate with each other, and yeah, because we can talk.
Probably since the 90s, there's been a steady increase of people switching over to more online resources. It is a great source, but the point of writing academic papers is to do that research. It depends on the student. I see a lot of people studying that constantly. That's why they come to this library. And the times that we're open, 8 to like 11, the most people I see in here are doing academic work.
I have chosen not to obtain a smartphone because they are really, really pricey, and I cannot afford the data plan, as well as they're just very distracting to my everyday life. If they were cheaper priced, I do believe if the data plan were more fairly priced, I would purchase one. That it is indeed inconvenient to not have one. I frequently see my friends using their smartphones to find research questions just whenever they'd like to, and that's something that I wish I could do. I do not have a Facebook. I find that I prefer to not have one because it keeps me from getting distracted and focusing on that when I could be focusing on other educational related materials. Overall, I believe that digital media and internet experiences have increased the ability of students to learn and to be able to do it anywhere that they'd like to, so I do believe that the internet has ultimately influenced it for the better.
I think it does in some cases. A lot of studies have been done to show that if there's exposure to any kind of screen, whether it's a tablet or a television or a mobile phone, before the age of 2, it has absolute detrimental effects on that child's ability to learn. For the better, there's a new visual literacy that I noticed that a lot of students have. They can understand multiple images and multiple textual sources at once. But at the same time, multitasking, they seem to multitask constantly, but lots of studies have shown that multitasking actually makes you less efficient at doing your work. Distraction rate is bad, obviously. It depends on the user. It always depends on the user. People that are focused on what needs to get done use their digital tools to do that. People that are easily distracted or unfocused will use their digital devices for whatever purpose they want. Corporations exist to maximize profit. That's why they exist. Yes, that's why they exist. So regardless of whether they're trying to educate people or not, corporations by definition exist to create profit and to better the lives of their shareholders.
Hi, we're about to have some social interactions with students on campus to see their viewpoint on digital technology. Hi, do you mind if we borrow you for 2 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
And we noticed that you're on your phone. What are you using it right now for?
I'm just texting.
You're texting right now?
Yeah, I'm just texting right now.
Do you often use it in class to text students? Or friends?
Sometimes, yeah. It just depends, like, what the materials like. Yeah.
So is it a distraction in class?
Not really.
Do you find other people on their cell phones distraction in class?
Sometimes, yeah. I see them play games.
Hi, can we ask you a few questions real quick?
Sure.
We noticed that you're on your phone. What are you using your phone for right now? Us? Like on your phone?
Maybe.
Yes.
Do you find it a distraction?
Yes, I would say that it's a distraction. But it's kind of irresistible to go on my, to not go on my phone.
Hi, can we ask you a few questions real quick? And we noticed that you're on your phone right now. What are you using for it right now? You're banking, so you use apps frequently. Do you use your phone during class? So they're not a distraction to you?
Well, they are. I mean, sometimes you get text messages and you have to.
So the evolution of technology, because you can download apps such as like banking, do you feel that it has better society or worse society?
You're better society, I wouldn't say it would make a significant change, but if you're going to be able to upload things, paying your credit cards, seeing how much you spend, budgeting is better.
Okay, great. Thank you. Do you mind if we borrow you for a second? We noticed that you're on your tablet. What are you on your tablet for right now? Twitter. And do you use any other apps on your tablet? Is it very popular?
Sometimes I don't use it for reading.
So do you feel that it's more efficient to take notes on your tablet or is it
I put my tablet
From smartphones that can communicate with anyone on the planet to online encyclopedias that cover the entirety of human knowledge, new technology is changing the face of the world and education. These powerful tools are allowing students to interact more easily and research far more quickly. This technology is still in its infancy, and as it continues to evolve and become more widely accepted in academia, the benefits will only become more apparent.